the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
It does seem like that's what happened.
You do your job and slay her.
She escaped and the world ended. Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, alright.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is
this
a
time I'm not
pristine
taking the
blade.
knife.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I swear I've heard this voice before. I'm here to save you. Lie, I'm here to save you.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
She's looking right at me.
Binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
She seems more like a person now, not like a deity.
You're only making this more difficult.
She seems more innocent.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
I didn't see it up there.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Maybe I'll find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
At least now we
Someone
don't
else
have a
here?
weapon down here. Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Alright.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through
She
her
went
limb
right
with the
for that.
determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
I didn't think she would
It's
just...
the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way
How did
down
that get in here?
If there's a time to strike, it's now.
Oh shit, dude.
Or we could use it to free her.
She's already freeing herself.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
If I try to save the princess, are you gonna let me do it? Does saving the princess always kill me? I'll only slay the princess as a last resort, if there's really nothing I can do.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to the
Okay, it seems like it's gonna be the same thing.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
This is different from last time.
Stop that.
This is different from last time.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
The narrator's forcing my hand.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
I'm sorry. I can't stop myself.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Just unlock the door and let us out. Resist.
The blade! Move the blade!
No!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh, there's so much more emotion behind
Not
this
dead
now.
yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until
It's
it's
like now
done.
she's reacting like a human
For her
being.
sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, princess.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
The scene is so much sadder now.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. That's a different Chapter 2 title.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no. Okay, stop. Save the game real quick. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go watch Dix the Musical. The A24 movie.
You can't give up when people tell you no.
So a couple days have passed. That movie sucked, by the way. I mean, it was like a fun, bad movie. I laughed a few times, but it was like not a good movie, you know? It reminded me a lot of those 2000s parody movies like Scary Movie, Disaster Movie, Epic Movie, you know, those. It felt like that type of movie. Like if this movie was made in the 2000s and was called Musical Movie, it would fit right in. Like that's what It's a good example of a fun, bad movie. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Voice of the Smitten.
Our beloved?
This is a new character.
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
True.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs
there
the
is no
question
consequence
of
if we're in a time
how
loop.
back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Are they doing like the Rick and Morty thing where instead of being a time loop, every time you go back in time, it's in a different universe or in a different dimension? You didn't get a do-over, you just did it over and over. Classic Vat of Acid episode.
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I'm with them. I'm going to find a way to save it from... Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was able to kill me last time was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, in that one timeline where she got out, we were just trapped in that cabin until time rotted the cabin away. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm with them. I'm going to find a way to save her.
That's right. You can't stop all of us.
Except he has
We're going
before.
to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Yeah, Voice of the Smith is going to help me out here.
These are the sort of people you'd like to align yourself with. You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
Alright, let's go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything
She
in
will
her
bite her
power
hand
to
off.
stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do. but I also speak from the heart.
Where's the voice of the skeptic?
My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed. Will it be made of stone or wood? Stone it is.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
I want to see how handsome I am. Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Okay, so if we take the knife with us, we cut her out, the narrator tries to force me to kill her, she ends up killing me. And if we don't take the knife just magically pops into the room, and the same thing happens. And if we don't take the knife and look at the shackle, we stay there forever. Let's enter the basement. Although something different does happen every time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
This seems like a different princess than the first chapter 1 and 2.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
This seems like a nicer
You know
dungeon.
she can't hear you.
There's like a carpet.
Right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Yeah, and she killed me.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
In
Only
self-defense.
because he made us try and kill her, it was self-defense.
Exactly.
Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
There was that weird ending where me and the princess were both trapped in here, and the cabin rotted away, and there was a way out. And then a bunch of hands went in and grabbed her, like some otherworldly hands from another. And then she got taken away by some demonic deity or something. And we found out she's just a vessel for whatever's possessing her. You killed me last time, and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? Did you end the world after you killed me? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Not really, that's... That's not a confession. I just asked, hey, did you end the world last time? She's like, was I supposed to? Remain silent.
The princess's eyes quiver as she waits for your response.
I didn't end the world? I didn't end the world.
She's clearly just saying what she thinks you want to hear. Or she's innocent. How could a beauty like her be capable of ending the world? It's not rational.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
And then we'll get...
We won't be laying
and then we'll
a
get
finger
locked
on
down
her
here.
perfect wrists. And indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
I don't know. Those
No,
cuffs
she's
look
a
tighter
prisoner
than
here.
before.
You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Rescue the princess.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
What?
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon.
You're so predictable, narrator.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Oh,
approach the princess.
They do slip right out.
Gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked.
We're doomed.
I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Now would you kindly unlock the door?
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Happy ending.
Only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Narrator, you need to chill out.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
The window behind you looked open.
What do you want to do?
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that video game. Because I might want to go back to that.
What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world?
She's not gonna say that, narrator.
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
I want to kill you.
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Do you want to end the world?
There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Why'd the music get creepy?
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Her eyes got bigger, and the music is getting disturbing.
You can't base your entire happiness around me. But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
You're deteriorating.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
I think I might have to kill her. Do you want to end the world?
Are you seriously asking her that?
Oh, we've been over this one. No, I do not want to end the world.
If you want to leave, then let's leave.
That sounds perfect.
Oh.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this.
I could have went way further into that.
Absolutely flawless. The princess takes your hand the last hopes of the entire world
Yay, happy ending.
slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other.
She was like
We don't
deteriorating
need
into a
the
child's
world
drawing.
for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made, and this is
My
happening.
first anime drawing.
You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Narrator, we're gonna be fine. She doesn't want to end the world.
Walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you.
The narrator
Doesn't have
hates
to be
this.
so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
God damn it, narrator.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time?
Don't you dare pop the weapon in here.
Leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair! We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable.
Hey man, you're the narrator, you have to narrate what happens.
You and
Like
the
it or not.
princess make your way upstairs, and the blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I'm not gonna grab it. Don't make me grab the knife. You're not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the
The
end
world
of the
is
world and
not
make
gonna
me
end,
suffer.
narrator.
I hate you.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
I'm rescuing
Yes, I
the
suppose
princess
you
who was
are going
locked
to
in a
do that,
cabin.
aren't you?
That's the
You
story.
cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Romantic
Our
haze.
happy ending at last.
We did it! What should we do now?
Oh no, not the hands again.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy
Why do
of
you
a
keep talking about
princess.
feathers?
No, not the hands again. No! Don't take her away! Princess! But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me, we've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see.
We're in a time loop, remember?
Just sit here and preen for a while. That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. I've grown. I've become even more of a monster. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Oh, So every loop we're in where we don't kill her and she escapes, she adds more to this thing. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? God, there's so many ways this can go. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Oh, interesting. That's good that they won't let you, redo a choice. Redo the same choice that you've already done. It'll only let you do new stuff. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her.
So
she has served her purpose.
So she was a different princess than the first chapter 1 and 2. So each chapter 1 and 2 we go through, it'll be like a different personality in the princess? Interesting. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart.
Oh, man.
Without them, I would be as I was before, I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
So all the different voices I keep hearing in my head, the narrator, the many voices of like the hero, skeptic, the smitten, they truly don't know what's happening. They don't know the purpose of what I'm doing here. The narrator thinks he has some idea. Every princess I rescue from this cabin adds to whatever this thing is. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change and grow? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
A loving vessel. Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So we brought her a fragile vessel and a loving vessel. How many more vessels can she, this game got heavy. And honestly, speaking from a meta perspective, it's sectioned out pretty evenly for our Let's Play. Like every time loop is another video. I like that. Okay, just because I'm curious, I want to see the character devolve. There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Oh,
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
something is so wrong. You just meant me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now?
And they
Like
lived
we're the
happily
only
ever
ones
after.
here?
Oh god. And so another vessel has been taken. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave.
No. She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets
Oh, it's a
of
different
vitality
drawing
and
in the
movement.
hands.
I am more than I was before.
I'm ready to go back. I just want to see the achievement trophy I get if it's different.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
An idealized vessel. The deconstructed damsel.
You're on a path in the woods.
That is different. Okay, that's a cool alternate ending to that scene. There was one question I wanted to ask, though. Shit. Accidentally saved over it. Oh, man. You know, I could have been streaming Spider-Man 2, and I know I would have fun with that. But this is so interesting. It's so great to be wrapped up in a choose-your-own-adventure story where you have no idea what could happen. It's just, like, the mystery. I'll see you guys next time. This game's giving me the chills. Oh, I love it.